Welcome to this series of tutorials on SecurityHQ's Risk Center. My name is Chris Cheen and I'll be walking you through the session today. So today we're going to be talking around the cyber assessment framework from the NCSC and how you can use that to cast a maturity assessment on the organization using our inbuilt cyber assessment framework module. When you navigate to the cyber risk dashboard, you can see on the right-hand side here a maturity level indication. This maturity level indication is built out of a cyber assessment framework, which in this case is modelled based on the UK's National Cyber Security Centre's cyber assessment framework itself, which it provides a systematic and comprehensive approach to assessing the extent to which cyber risks or essential cyber functions are being managed by an organization. It's not intended to replace a more comprehensive or complete cyber framework like the ISO 27001 or the full NIST suite of controls. What it's intended to do is to provide a baseline around your information security controls and governance to be able to identify areas where we need to really focus improvement and our efforts. The cyber assessment framework is split up into 4 different objectives, and within those objectives, across all 4 of those, there are 14 principles which have been established that fall under those 4 different parameters. And if I just give you a sense of what those are, so under Objective A, for example, managing security risk, we look at 4 different principles: governance, risk management, asset management, and supply chain management. So that gives you a sense already that this is really talking about those managerial type of controls and asking you questions in terms of how you are governing your security, whether you're adherent to those common best practices. You can see here under the principle A1 governance, it starts to ask you questions about whether you have that effective board level oversight and buy-in, whether you have clear roles and responsibilities, whether you have accountability and clear decision making at a senior level. Now, this is a fairly simple approach where these questions are presented to the user, and they're fairly clear, non-technical questions from the CAF framework, the cyber assessment framework of the NCSC. And what we've done here is we've built the logic into this to be able to understand whether certain principles and their supporting statements are either achieved or they're not achieved. In most cases, where you might click whether something has been achieved or not, it would be, if you haven't achieved a certain principle, a certain objective statement, it would then ask you why you haven't achieved that and try to get a baseline around the reasons for not necessarily achieving certain things, so you've got clarity around where we need to improve. If I go back now to the assessment framework here, so really this is a sort of thing where yes, customers can self-certify themselves, they can self-assess, work through at their leisure. It's not something that needs to be completed all in one go. But at the same time, the SecurityHQ team, as part of our managed services, are here to support you in completing this and managing it. And in the end, what you come out with once you've gone through and answered all of the objectives and the individual principles is you'll get a rating here, a maturity rating score, which would allow us to set a benchmark in terms of where you're sitting in terms of your overall maturity level, and then to build a plan around establishing a greater level of maturity by focusing in on certain improvement areas. So it's a really useful tool. It's backed off by an internationally recognized framework, and allows you to put a plan in place to support you with your security maturity journey. So we hope you found this video useful, and remember, we're always here to help, and if you need any further information, please do reach out to us at securityhq.com. Remember, we're here 24/7 and we're always here to help you with any of your cybersecurity needs.